We're going to discuss consumer behavior. This is very important to understand, because when you are dealing with customers out there without knowing them, it becomes so difficult, and to maintain them, it's also another difficult road to go through. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will define consumer behavior, and we're also going to define who consumer is. First of all, we want to know who is a consumer. A consumer is someone who acquires goods and services for direct use of ownership rather than for resale or use in production and manufacturing. That's the definition of a consumer. Now, consumer behavior is the study of how people buy, what they buy, when they buy, and why they buy. That is, we are trying to look into the mind of the consumer to see, but why does this customer buy this? Where do they buy these things? How do they buy? So we're trying to look into the inside behavior of a customer, how they behave, how they think. So this is the main topic that we really cover. So on this level, then, what we're trying to see is we're looking at matching their behavior towards what is surrounded around them. One, we have what we call the subcategory of marketing that blends elements from psychology, sociology, and economics. These are the elements that attempt to understand the buyer's decision making. And they have also what we call a very strong influence on culture background, subculture too. On culture factors, we have a significant importance on consumer behavior. Subculture also has nationality, racial groups, geographical locations. All these are very important into what we call consumer behavior, to understand the psychological part of a customer. Then again, we have what we call product adoption process. This product adoption process tends to understand the levels of the customers, from initiation to when the product declines. We learn something to do with innovators. We have innovators, we have early adopters, we have early majority, and we have late majority. The last group is laggards. Innovators are those customers that really go into the market, like when you just introduce a product, they are already on top of the product. They are the first people to touch a new product. These are what we call innovators. The early majority is the second class after the innovators have already used the product, and then the early adopters start following. Early majority also is that's now a middle group of people. A lot of people now, it's like the product has become common everywhere in the world, and then you see a lot of majority holding on or buying the particular product. So these are some of the levels. Then we have the last one, who is a laggard. These laggards are those kind of customers who always buy stuff when they are already cheap, in short. Like they'll wait until maybe 10 years down the road after that product was introduced on the market. To them, they wait 10 to 15 years down the road. That's when it becomes a fashion to them. So this is the category of how the customers behave, and it's very good to understand their adoption process. It gives you, as a small business, to sell your merchandise correctly. For example, if you are in a retail store, or let's say these second goods stores, it's pointless for you to start targeting customers who are looking for new brand new stuff. It's not good. So when you already know where you can take your merchandise, it's very good that you target specific customers. And then we also have what we call consumer buying process. This is affiliated to consumer product adoption process. This is just kind of a link. This consumer buying process studies how the customer make decisions when they are buying. First of all, the first step is need recognition. What do I need to buy? I have a headache today. What do I need to get to buy so that I can take care of my headache? So the need has been recognized. I need to go and buy Tylenol. So after the need has been recognized, then you start going through a process we call information search. You start looking, where am I going to buy this? Who is cheaper than the other? So you're trying to find out the better way and how you can acquire the merchandise. Then we have what we call evaluation of alternatives. Am I going to Rite or am I going to CVS? You're trying to evaluate where can you go and buy this. So all this goes into the consumer's mind. Again, we have what we call purchase is made. After all these alternatives have been evaluated, you finally decide to buy. After you buy, again, it doesn't end there. There's what we call post-purchase evaluation. Okay, this product is very good and is cheap. I will always buy from CVS. Oh, this is better to go and buy from CVS. You are trying to evaluate. At times you find that you don't like the product. Then you start trying to start making changes. Say, no, I cannot buy olive today. This time I'm going to buy Tylenol. So those are some of the changes that, as a small business, you have to understand your customers very well. And then we have what we call marketing mix. Marketing mix, this handles, we try to define the marketing mix, which is comprised of the price, product, place, and promotion. What has a price got to do with the consumer behavior? This price is very important because there are those customers who are price conscious and other customers are non-price conscious. So when you're looking at your customer, you must know their behavior when you see how they behave when it comes to price. Again, you can also understand the customers on product side. There are those customers who like quality product. There are the customers who like just, I don't care, but as long as it has solved my problem. So when you are trying to sell this, these are the most important elements in marketing that should help you to help the customer. Because once you go inside the mind of the customer, it's very easy to maintain the customer, to get hold on to the customer, and to service the customer. Again, we have one other element under marketing mix, which is called place. Place is related to distribution. When you understand why people go to buy from to go to Virginia to buy merchandise, they have left here in Maryland and go to Virginia. You have to understand how these customers behave in that way. At times, it's about distribution. How often do you distribute this merchandise in this local market than the way they distribute it into another market? So that can make your customer change the way of buying by not buying from the local market, but they go into another different market. Again, we have what we call promotion. Promotion is also another one way of trying to bring customers to your merchandise. This is also one very important aspect of marketing that should help you understand the movements of the customer. For example, if you advertise your merchandise, you're supposed to expect how the customer is going to respond to your advert, and eventually they will come to your product, if they come or they don't come. So this is also another element that we should pay attention to mostly. Again, consumer behavior is a very big topic. After you understand all these marketing mix, price, product, place, and promotion, we also have to understand this is what is going to help us into trying to position the product into a customer's mind. We call this product positioning. So now, since we've already worked into the mind of the customer by using all these levels of marketing mix, now we're trying to position our products using the strengths and weaknesses that we've studied from the customer to position our product. What is product positioning, if we may ask? If I may ask this from you, ladies and gentlemen, what is product positioning? Anybody to answer the question or no? Okay, no problem. I'll help you, ladies and gentlemen. Product positioning is a process whereby the product or service and or other marketing mix elements are designed to fit a given place within a particular segment. So it's like, for example, the way Colgate Palmolive have been selling. You know, Colgate Palmolive has been positioned into customers' mind such that every time you might send one of the family members to go and buy toothpaste, most of the people will not even recognize that there is Crest. All they do is they will just go on the shelf and get Colgate. So that means the company has done a very good job of trying to position their product into the customer's mind. And they've done this because they've studied how these people behave. how their customers behave. Then we have what we call cultivating customer relationship. When you understand all the behavior of the customer, it's very easy to retain these customers. So here we are trying to branch out of the behavior aspect of it. We are trying to look at the aspect after you have understood their behavior. So it helps us cultivate customer relationship, especially when you really understand your customers to the heart. Remember that cultivating customers relationship is a very important way of doing business. Important principles to build a profitable customer relationship for a successful business. This is a very cardinal element as soon as we understand who our customers are.